Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Good to be back. I'm Richard Maraj, Senior Minister here at Unity of Phoenix. Happy Labor Day weekend, and it's great to see you. Welcome, everyone.
And I'm Jimmy Scott. I forget what my name is. You've been gone so long, I forgot my own name. And I'm Pastoral Care Minister here at Unity of Phoenix. My pleasure to be here with you this morning as well.
Besides being Labor Day weekend, we like to have a little fun. We call this Fun Sunday. So we're going to get a little wild, get a little crazy, as you can tell already, and just have a little fun. The way to celebrate our labor and the hard works of all those who have gone before us and the great work that we do is just to take a break and have fun, to relax, to chill out, to have a couple of laughs. And today's theme is Life is Supposed to be Fun. Kind of reminds me, these two antennas got married, and the wedding wasn't so fancy, but the reception was excellent. And should you hear about the guy who got caught stealing a calendar? He got 12 months. Okay. What do you call it when two people want to be cremated at the same time? It's a dead heat. Whoa, is it getting hot in here, Jimmy? Come on, I've been on vacation. I'm just warming up. I'm ramping it up, folks. It'll get better. Woo! So get ready to just have a fun and playful time.
Now is that time in our service for a time of prayer and meditation. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Just invite you to think on those words for a few moments as we come together this morning to unite our consciousness in a brief time of prayer and a brief time of meditation, time of gratitude, and a time of connecting with our own indwelling spirit. So as we begin, I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. And take a deep, refreshing breath. And calmly and slowly and gently begin to slow the mind down. Temporarily set aside all of your cares and concerns. Just consciously open yourself to the divine within you. Feeling that presence moving throughout the body temple. To create healing, transformation. And feeling that presence calming the mind down. Enabling you to consciously let go and to let God. So once again, I invite you to take a deep breath. And then for the next few moments, just give yourself permission to be quiet, to be still, to be open and receptive. And finally, to be empowered to do what is yours to do with ease and with grace. So we give thanks for these brief few moments of quietness and reflection. And most importantly, we give thanks for the Spirit of God that underlies it all. So we give thanks in the name and through the nature of the living Christ. And so it is. Amen.
And the amazing Greta McLeod. Let's hear for Greta as well. Okay. Good morning again, everyone. And a shout out to Jim and Ruth, who tune in and watch us from Arkansas. Welcome, guys. Let's hear it for Jim and Ruth. Yeah, very cool. Hey, so how many people here have ever felt overworked and overstressed to the point it felt like you weren't having any fun at all? Anybody ever have a time like that? Or how many people have felt like you go from one problem to the next and it found like you lost your joy? Anybody ever feel like you lost your joy? So how many people would like to have more fun in your life? And I think the bigger question is what would it take for you to have more fun in your life? What would you need to change, or what would need to be different for you to really enjoy yourself more, to enjoy your life, enjoy your work, enjoy your relationship? And everybody wants to be happy, but sometimes we don't always show it or act it. Irma Bombeck once said, "We sing, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, while our faces reflect the sadness of one who has just buried a rich aunt who left everything to her pregnant pet hamster." So, we say we want to be happy, but we sometimes have these scowls and very serious looks on our face all the time. But the truth is, life is supposed to be fun. Life is meant to be fun. Jesus said he came that we may have life and have it more abundantly, and he came that our joy may be complete. And a part of an abundant and joyful life is to have fun. It's to laugh and play and joke and be silly and truly enjoy all aspects of your life. Do you know there are over 800 scriptures that refer to happiness, laughter, joyfulness, cheerfulness, enjoying, and just rejoicing in life? Life is meant to be fun. One of my favorite scriptures is from Job. It says, "He will fill your mouths with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy." Life is meant to be fun. And I truly believe that having fun is an important part of our spiritual life. Having fun is one of the vehicles through which we experience the presence and the power and the fullness of God. It is through being silly and playful and joyful that we truly experience God and experience life at a deeper spiritual level. And it's not that life is easy. I mean, it's not like it's perfect or even meant to be. But life can still be fun, even when it isn't going as well as we'd like. So the question is, if we know that life is supposed to be fun, why aren't we having more fun? And I think the first one is I don't think we give ourselves permission or believe we can have fun. What area in your life don't you believe it's possible to have fun in? What area in your life do you think you have no choice but to have fun? Is it in your work? Is it in your health, your finances, your relationship? Jesus said, in this life there'll be trials and tribulations, but be of good cheer. And what he's saying is, look, life's got its tough, but you can still choose to be cheerful. You can still choose to be happy. You can still choose to enjoy yourself. Job, in the book of Job, it says, decide upon a thing, it'll be established for you. So we can actually choose to be happy. We can choose to have more fun. We can choose to be more joyful. We can choose to enjoy our lives. I choose to have more fun. Let's say that together. I choose to have more fun. I choose to be a happy person. I choose to be a happy person. I choose to live with joy. I choose to live with joy. I choose to enjoy my life. Together, I choose to enjoy my life because life is meant to be fun. Together, because life is meant to be fun. Second thing is sometimes we think that fun is childish. Remember that cereal when we were kids? Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. We think that being playful and silly and joking is for children, but it's not. Do you know studies show that play and laughter and joy for adults is not only an important part of our development of our mind and our imaginations, but actually play throughout our lives actually refreshes us and helps us see possibilities, helps us problem solve. Play for us actually is really healthy. What's that thing? What all work and no play makes Jack a dull man? It's really true. That being playful, taking your child out and being playful, actually is healthy for you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so the final one about fun is sometimes we think fun is something we're going to do later. Remember I did that song, Cats in the Cradle? You know, when you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. We know we'll have a good time then. It's like, I'll have fun when I finish my degree. I'll have fun when the kids get out of the house. Or I'll have fun when I get that promotion. I'll have fun when I get the time. And all we end up doing is missing out on joy, missing out on fun, missing out on life. I love what that scripture, it says in John 4:35, it says, you say 4 months till the harvest? I tell you, lift up your eyes and see that the fields are already ripe for harvest. So if you think about, oh, I'm going to have fun sometime, no, lift up your eyes. Fun is now. Life is now. There's nothing stopping you from enjoying life now. So how many people believe that life is meant to be fun? All right, so I want to talk about some things we can do to have more fun in our lives. And the first one is to be cheerful. In Proverbs it says, all the days of the poor are hard, but a cheerful heart has a continual feast. That even when life is difficult, having a cheerful heart makes a difference. And being cheerful is a choice. Being cheerful is an attitude that we bring to life. Kind of reminds me of this elderly guy who was having some serious hearing problems and some serious health issues. And he was out celebrating one night with a really gorgeous young woman on his arm, and his doctor saw him coming out of this dance club. And the doctor said to him, Mr. Smith, what are you doing out so late? Why are you partying and exerting yourself in your condition? And the old guy says, Doc, I'm just following your advice. He said, my advice? He said, yeah. You told me to get a hot mama and be cheerful. The doctor says, no, I said you have a heart murmur and be careful. So even when you're going through tough stuff, having a cheerful outlook, gives you a continual feast. Because you're able to see the good. You're able to see the light side and the bright side. You don't get stuck in the seriousness of the problem, that you're able to see and have a more open mind and be more playful. So my question for you is, are you a cheerful person? And is there room for you to allow yourself to have a more cheerful attitude in your life? Like at your work, how can you be more cheerful? In your relationship, how can you be more cheerful? In your attitude towards the world, how can you be more cheerful? Are you willing to be a more cheerful person? Second thing about having fun is to be playful. Anybody seen the PBS thing with Yakov Smirnoff? He's got a relationship workshop. It's called Happily Ever Laughter. Anybody see that? Remember Yakov Smirnoff, the comedian, the Russian comedian? Anyway, it was on PBS. I've been watching it. And 13 years ago, he did that at my church in Kansas City for the very first time. He was trying to break out from comedy into seminars. But anyway, the thing I love about and I'm so impressed and inspired that he's got it on PBS, is that he says that laughter is an important part of relationships. That laughter and joking and playfulness can actually create a bond. There's something about playing and laughter, and that's why it says to enter the kingdom, we must become as a child. There's a curiosity and a playfulness and a joy that keeps us refreshed and connected. So having fun and being playful is an important thing. So how playful are you in your own life? And are you willing to be more playful and look at the bright side? I found a wonderful, playful little story. It's about an elderly woman who's writing a letter to her friend about an experience she had driving. And here's what it says. Dear Gracie, the other day I went to a local Christian bookstore and saw a Honk If You Love Jesus bumper sticker. I was feeling particularly sassy that day because I had just come from a thrilling choir performance followed by an amazing prayer meeting, so I bought the bumper sticker and I put it on. So I was stopped at a red light at a very busy intersection, lost in thought about how wonderful God is, and I didn't notice that the light had changed. It's a good thing that someone else loves Jesus, because if he hadn't honked, I wouldn't have ever noticed. I found lots of people love Jesus. Why, while I was sitting there, a guy from behind started honking like crazy, and he leaned out of the window and screamed, for the love of God, go, go, Jesus, go. What an exuberant cheerleader he was for Jesus. everyone started honking. I just leaned out of my window and started waving and smiling at all those loving people. I even honked my horn a few times to share in the love. There must have been a man from Florida back there because I heard him yelling something about a sunny beach. I saw another guy waving in a funny way with only one finger stuck in the air. When I asked my teenage son in the back seat what that meant, he said it was probably a Hawaiian good luck sign or something. Well, I never met anyone from Hawaii, so I leaned out of my window and gave him the good luck sign back. My grandson burst out into laughter. Why, even he was enjoying this spiritual moment. A couple of people were so caught up in the joy of the moment, they got out of their cars and started walking towards me. I bet they wanted to pray or ask what church I attended. But this was when I noticed the light had changed. So I waved to all my brothers and sisters, grinning, and drove through the intersection. I noticed that I was the only car that got through the intersection before the light had changed again. And I felt kind of sad that I had to leave them all behind after sharing all that love. So I slowed the car down, leaned out the window, and gave them all the Hawaiian good luck sign one more time. Doesn't it feel good to laugh? One thing about laughter is that it doesn't really change our problems, but it changes us. It lightens our heart, it brightens us, it changes our outlook, our perspective, and it helps us look at life in a whole different way. Laughter is an important thing. Being playful is an important thing. So again, how committed are you to setting an intention to be more playful and to laugh and enjoy your life more? And the final thing is to be joyful. Do you know there are 267 references in the Bible to being joyful? And there are 235 that use the word rejoice. The word rejoice means to express joy. Rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice in life. Let the nations rejoice. You know, and so rejoicing about it is expressing joy. You know, I love when it says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. So my question for you is, how are you expressing your joy in your life? What gives you joy that you aren't expressing as fully as you know you can? And maybe your joy is expressed in dancing, maybe it's in writing, maybe it's in cooking, maybe it's in sewing, maybe it's in helping other people, maybe it's bringing folks together and being hospitable. I don't know what it is, but are you expressing the joy that's in you? Because that's an important part of our spiritual work, is to express our joy. You know, when I was a little guy, I'm from a family of 10. I'm the youngest boy and the 8th child. And my dad used to say some things to me, and I'd repeat it to my brothers and sisters, and they would all laugh. And I remember standing in front of them at 4 years old, and all my siblings just laughing at these words. I didn't know what the words meant, but I just remember that feeling of joy of making them feel happy. Later, I found out they were actually swear words my dad was saying to me. But Caribbean swear words are fun. They're not vulgar. And then, you know, as I got a little older, I started getting fascinated by the language. I just really love our language, and just playing with ideas with our language, that brought me a lot of joy. And I particularly always observed, because I like food so much, how food words get into our language. You know, like you could use food words to describe people, you know, like, hey, he's a good egg, or she's nuttier than a fruitcake, or that's my bread and butter, or that may not be your cup of tea, or he's full of beans, or I got into a jam yesterday. I mean, there's a whole smorgasbord of word phrases that you can explain everything from soup to nuts with words. And so, okay, I thought that was kind of clever. But anyway, so what I did was, this was about 25 years ago, I was in Toastmasters, and I wrote this little bit based on food words. And if you heard my stand-up routine, you've heard this already. And so this is a love story using just food words to describe a loving relationship. So here's how it goes. So I want to tell you a little story about my honey, about my muffin, about my cupcake, about my sugar dumpling. She was the cream of the crop and the apple of my eye. I mean, when I was with her, life was a bowl of cherries. I just loved her strawberry blonde hair and her milky white skin. Her kisses were as sweet as wine, and her buns, oh, they were hot. They were hot. I'm not even going to mention how I felt about her incredible melons. I won't. I won't. Even though she was forbidden fruit, I still thought she was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now, people didn't think I had much of a chance with her because I was just a meat and potatoes guy. They thought because I walk as slow as molasses that I couldn't cut the mustard. They thought the only way that she'd go out with me is if I was her sugar daddy and gave her a lot of dough. But they were wrong, because she thought I was cool as a cucumber. She thought I was the big cheese, the top banana. I mean, she was all over me like white on rice. Together, we were like two peas in a pod. Our relationship was as easy as pie. But then one day, I got greedy. You see, I thought I could have my cake and eat it too. And I stupidly had a fling with a tart. My sweetie got so mad, she turned beet red, and she gave me a knuckle sandwich, knocked me flat as a pancake. I mean, she made hamburger meat out of me. And then she dropped me like a hot tamale. No, I didn't really like her that much anyway. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. I know you're thinking sour grapes and he's just crying over spilt milk. You probably think I'm full of baloney and think this food bit is half-baked. But I know I got myself into a pickle, so there's no need to rub salt in my wounds. Because I have learned that life is like a box of chocolates, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, no, you don't have to. So on this Labor Day weekend, this time of work, I invite you to take a break and remember to have fun. Don't put it off. Take time to play. Take time to really enjoy your life and choose to be cheerful. Choose to be joyful. Choose to be more playful. Did I say all those right? But whatever it is, just remember that life is supposed to be fun. So go have fun today. God bless you, everybody.